Est-ce qu'on est assez nombreux pour essayer de se tenter une petite Ola? Qui veut démarrer la Ola? Est-ce qu'on la démarre par la tribune K? Est-ce que vous êtes prêts? À lever les bras. On va tenter une Ola, on est assez nombreux. La tribune K, vous êtes prêts? 3, 2, 1, la Ola démarre. Allez supporters, levez-vous. Oui, et ça continue. Oui, et on veut vous entendre très très fort. Olé! Et allez, continue, continue, on se lève, on se lève, on se lève. Pour la tribune d'honneur, ça va être à vous. Olé! Oui! Et on veut un deuxième tour. Attention du côté de la tribune K. 3, 2, 1, c'est reparti. Olé! Superbe, merci. Les joueurs sont dans le tunnel. On fera un décompte dans quelques instants ensemble. Tous ensemble. Attention, mesdames et messieurs, la sortie des joueurs dans 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Stand up for the national anthem. On va vous demander de vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux. And to stand in honor of South Africa, en l'honneur de l'Afrique du Sud. Così Skele e Africa.
To come together and united we shall stand. Let us live and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
In the name of
shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God deep in New Zealand.
Merci. Elle va accompagner l'équipe de Nouvelle-Zélande pour le haka. Allez, une fois, avant le coup d'envoi, feront également ensemble à l'école au effort pour débuter cette rencontre. Allez, même si nous ne sommes pas encore avec la grande finale avec l'équipe de France, une nouvelle fois,
Graham,
à nos supporters. Les supporters de la Nouvelle-Zélande, les supporters d'Afrique du Sud, et les supporters de l'équipe de France.
Which side? Which side? Left. Combien? Captain! Back.
Go on. Stay, I got him. I got none. One more. Action! Why? Middle fire!
Yeah, your mark, please.
Everyone, watch your boy, lad. Watch your boy, lad. Dig. Do nines. Let's get up. Go on, man. Get up. Not leaving. Releasing. Get through, Hoss. Releasing.
Release three. Stay back, please. Yeah, back you, please. Backwards.
Pepsi, come boys.
Release. Two green, offside.
Claudia, round the back. Claudia. Hey, fuck him, that's on the rock. Let's give that. Let's give that.
Yeah, your mark, please. No. Your mark.
To the receiver. Okay. Watch. Watch.
Mountain. Now first, no moving away. Now first, your tackle, no moving away. Outside, outside, Vincent. Yeah, your mark, please.
5 men.
Let's get up. To the back.
Now 3. And pull-ups.
That's only one. That's the one. That's the one. More. All day. You can't stop it. Watch that winger! Watch that winger! TC, watch that winger! Start Etienne!
Yeah, number 2, on the 15, in 15, please. No, 4. Thanks.
Come, Ricky.
Backwards, play on. With your feet. With your foot.
That's a late check. Clear late check.
No.
Please. And if they...
Yeah, penalty here. Work.
Ref, if we fall on their bodies, penalty for us.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
Come on, boys. It's blind.
Yeah, boys.
Down. Boys, come in. Hey.
No, it's a line out, play on.
Chin's out.
It's a line out. Backward.
Leave the ball! Ricky, get on the feet!
Ok, ça marche. Ali and Vincent, say to number 9 and 10, they go out just after. Ouais, le 10 est là, 10 is here, just number 9. Il arrive là. Just wait 1 second. C'est bon Stéphane?
15.
Ok, play on. Obstruction. Down to 15. 15. 14.
More, try time.
Thanks, buddy. Your mark. Release black.
Watch your byline. Watch your byline, Luke. Two receivers. Two receivers.
One more.
Play.
One more, Black. 2 reserve. Yeah, captain, we have 2 reserve. Knock on, number 9. Scrum, green.
First scrum, mate. Let's go forward. Yeah, I'm going, boy. Let's go, Ollie. Let's go, boys. Load on, load on. Load on.
Yeah, number 9, please. Yeah.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Load, boys. Load. Let's go past this one. Those are hips. Yeah, load here. Hips.
Yeah, same shoulder, please.
Okay, dub. Soda. Yeah, hips.
Crunch.
Arms.
Bind. Set. Play on, play on. I said play on.
The French crowd don't agree. They don't agree, but I just think perhaps there's a chance there for Jack Hart to get that far up, takes out the back row of the New Zealand side. Numbers down, they don't have an inside shoulder to their defence. These two sides first met in 2010, New Zealand winning 36-7, and it's been all South Africa for the last 8 years in 2012, 13, 14, and then again in 14 in the semi-final. So they played in pool play in 2014, where South Africa won, and then played again in the semi-final where they won 32-25. And there is Hart controlling it. Looks to the left, Lombard to the line. Pass out to Similani. Hart clears it to Dixon. Throws a no-look pass out to Ace. So Tutu was there to make the tackle, and now Dubella gives it to his captain. They've worked it one way, and now they look to work it back here. Dubella looks, that's a nice kick, a grubber kick along the ground. Punivai gets it into Sullivan. He's got a nice right foot. There's Sullivan. Lovely net gain there. Right down to Hart, who throws it into Lombard. Fullback on fullback. Lombard almost got past, and now New Zealand look interested in the counter ruck.
But he's out.
Clark comes through the middle and they can play on. Renton sprints to get up there, the kick over the top. Clark isn't there to chase, but Green will get there first. Dives on the ball, he's such a good player. It's Tyrone Green. Hart back to Dubella.
Wait six.
Great kick from Dubella, just under pressure. Mostly self-inflicted from South Africa over that period of time, but good clearance upfield. First mistake I think we've seen from Jay Renton, actually. That kick over the top just went too far infield. You could see what he was thinking.
Yeah, okay.
There's no cover at the back.
That's smart play from this man here, Ricky Jackson, because he saw the half go down with an injury, and he was walking to the line out, and then he just dropped. There's nothing wrong with him, but he did the front row roll.
It's breezy here. Just blew him over.
It's okay.
I'm going to be losing Jay Renton. He's had a brilliant start to this half.
Here's the magic water.
That said though, Xavier Rose stripped off down below us.
Previous scrum, Fraser came on attack, did. Went on his knees.
Don't want to leave the field. Jay Renton is one of those competitors that loves the game, loves being involved at any level. of the sport, and he knows how hard he's had to fight to get number 9 shirt back. Flanders goes high, it's not straight, and the South Africans just help themselves to the line out. Hart gets in quickly. Out to where Just was standing, the hooker. Standing out at first receiver because they put their halfback in at hooker. Dubella to the line. Christie with the tackle, Christie with the steal, Christie with the penalty.
Clear release.
Oh, that was poor from Dubella. Just tracked across the field. Should just pass that out, try and find a bit more space wider out. Took on the back row of the All Blacks. And actually, Tom Christie, that's his bread and butter, isn't it? He's been brilliant this tournament. Good his positioning there. So hard over the ball. Dubella doing his best to hold on with his legs. If you can get in hard over the ball with the power that these South Africans will clear you out, it will almost lift the ball back out with you. You see there, 3 turnovers already for New Zealand.
About 20 of the parents from New Zealand have made the trip over, talking
30
to them
seconds, number 10.
about half an hour before kickoff, and they had mentioned that the team were wanting to finish on a high, and they've certainly started the first 24 minutes like it, New Zealand. Harry Plummer with a big kick of around 49 metres on the angle. Won't have a problem with the distance or the direction. It's over.
That is a great kick from Plummer. Great kick. What a player he's been. Got to be in with a shout, is he, for one of the players of the team of the tournament?
I can name the team of the tournament. Don't think he made that cut for the players of the tournament. There's a couple of French guys in that certainly deserve their spot as Trask gets it and kicks out towards the left-hand touch. Renton looks to have run off the injury, and Xavier Rowe just keeps waiting by the sideline.
Please, 7.
Never nice as a player on field when you see the person that's going to be replacing you stripped off, is it? Just giving him a bit of time, I think. Sorry,
yeah, New Zealand having lost.
No, clear gap, please. Clear gap.
Lineouts lost. Couple haven't gone to the target. No such problems for the baby box. Nice take by Norkere. He's lost the headgear. And New Zealand were never onside.
4 offside. No, 4 offside.
Really is nip and tuck, isn't it? Whenever New Zealand make a break, then South Africa go back, make one of their own.
Okay.
I think that'll be the frustrating thing for both of the coaches. They'll be saying, look, we've scored points. Let's not just give up points, and that's an awful kick.
Captain, scrum or 22
that has just gone dead.
As good as he is with ball in hand, that's one area of weakness within Dobella's game. His kicking game certainly isn't the same as David Kurtzer.
I wonder if, because they've got so many quality players in different positions, whereas next time maybe Green, who played secondary school all his rugby at first 5, or even Lombard. You just want someone that's full of confidence, confident in their ability. Difficult for Dobella coming in at 10. They filled in there during training this week, but 95% of that time would have been David Kurtzer in that position. New Zealand scrum is good. Trask just looking to turn them around, looking to play field position. And that's another good kick from the New Zealand first 5, driving South Africa back inside their own 22.
Another great kick from Trask, but here's the moment. Jay Renton hasn't managed to run off that injury.
Time on. Yeah, your mark.
Norkere again goes high, and secures possession for his country and his team.
Okay. One stop.
Hart,
Okay, with it. Use
the
it.
box kick. Straight down to where Clark is standing. He's got Punivai on his right-hand side. Sullivan says, take it to the line, and that's what he does. Gets over the halfway line. South Africans look interested. Rowe with his first touch of the ball out to Trask, to Plummer. Changes the angle. Does Plummer could see that everyone was drifting out right, so came back going left. This is the captain, Christie.
Release,
Nice tackle coming in from Buthelezi. Trask again out to Plummer, Satutu there. Secures it, now Norris plays the ball out the back to Trask. He offloads here to Redlinger Karpa. No nonsense sort of player is the Mount Albert Grammar captain. Now he's just got the fullback, steps him, and he does it with ease. What a finish from Waimana Redlinger Karpa. A piece of individual brilliance from a lock.
He couldn't believe it, could he? Redlinger Kappa made the half break, and then people just dropping off him left, right and centre. Good offload originally from Caleb Trask. Just that desire not to get tackled, to keep going, swatting people off. Lombardi will be disappointed with that tackle, but fair play. Take a bow. Waimana Redlinger Kappa. Look at this. Someone, just please stop me.
Love it when a big man backs himself on a fullback. So many times we see the bigger lock will slow down and look for someone to offload. Not on that occasion. Plummer adds the icing on a wonderful individual try. He led the haka, did Redlinger Karpa, a former New Zealand secondary school player in 2016 and 17, was the captain of those sides, and this is why he has leadership qualities and strength to match.
Well, that's Murat that he's gone through as well.
Thanks.
Just his ability to keep looking around him, knew exactly where his support was. It was tough for Lombard, no doubt, because he had a support player either side, but got to make those tackles.
And this is the biggest lead that New Zealand has had in the game. They trailed by 7 after just 85 seconds of the game. They've battled their way back. There is the try scorer getting up to take the line out. Flanders has got a pod of forwards with him, a couple of players there just to get over the top. High pass to Trask. Proctor steps off the right. Stay strong, and the tackle's finished by Chuck Weenie.
Stay back, please.
In fact, it was the big man, Sandy, getting across. Now Trask looks to just play an exit play. Just get it out of their own 22.
Ça va, Vincent?
Solid base in which they build their game, haven't you, New Zealand? Either of the halfbacks at 9, Trask, Plummer, just give good shape to the attack. There's a calmness about the way they try and clear the lines. And then up front, they've just got second rows running them in for fun.
Out for 15.
Nokia moves to the back of the line, and it's the same result. Hart to Dubella. It's gone lateral. And he's run into the shoulder, and now the counter ruck from the New Zealanders, but it's still on the side of the South Africans. Now Rose got in and cleared it. The kick in between the fullback and the winger. Jazula gets back. Sullivan's there. He's done him. He's done him easily. Jazula beats one in the second. Stays in field. There's the clean out. That's beautiful from Dixon. Wonderful body position, and now the South Africans sense they've got some momentum here. Dubella just offloads, and that's what he needs to do. Give it into the hands of the big boppers. Eustace there, Hart is there, Lombard.
Wait, three.
It's a grubber kick, and it hasn't worked out where he wanted. And here goes Sullivan. Got beaten earlier on, and now showing his attacking prowess. Rowe goes in and digs the ball out. Trask wants it and gets it.
Stop, please.
That pass finds the dirt, and now Christie has to go back in the tackle of Dubella. New Zealand captain stays strong and goes forward. Trask, quick hands. The kick option was there. Similani wanted it, now Ace just falls on top of it. Dixon. It's a nice kick as well. Beautifully weighted from Hart. Trask will get there. Green showing plenty of pace to come and put pressure on. Inside pass, and it's kicked and found touch.
Works hard, Tyrone Green, doesn't he? Doesn't mind chasing what could be perceived as lost causes. Let's have a look at this again, though. Inside, outside. See ya. Brilliant. Zula showing exactly why he's been picked on the wing today. Actually, a good kick. That's what made the run even better.
Norkia seems to be the go-to, the money ball, as they call it, and the line out, and Just stays with his country and men, and they march forward. Now it's splintered, and McFannel's come through legally. A maul, possibly. Yes, it is. Well done from Lachlan McFannel. It's high risk and high reward. He's given away a couple of penalties, but read that situation magnificently.
Yeah, it's all about reading that breakup of the maul. Did it perfectly there. So difficult to get it right. His teammates will be thanking him for that moment of brilliance. Just spotted when it broken down, perfectly within his rights to come through.
Hey, it's okay.
Well, the skill set shown by these young men, Tom. It's no wonder over 600 graduates have gone on from this tournament to represent their country, and don't be too surprised if in a couple of years' time you see these young men, a number of these young men running around in their top teams of their countries.
He's coming, we've got him.
You'd have to think that some of these guys from both teams are pretty close to playing regularly in Super Rugby.
Bind! Set! Pre-engage. You're pre-engaged, Brock.
After all that hard work, pre-engagement from the New Zealand team. Turns the ball over back to South Africa.
You have to support your body where you are pre-engaged.
Excuse me, sir. We can't hurt if we've got nothing.
Yeah, okay, I watch, but you have to support your body where you are pre-engaged, number 2.
Not the way everyone does this.
Come loose, come loose, boy.
Good attacking opportunity here for South Africa. DeBela just
Crutch.
in behind Hendricks slightly.
Bind!
Similani and Lombard almost in a diamond attacking shape with Green loitering with intent.
It's a dangerous backline for South Africa if they can get some front foot ball. Ace gives it to Green. Green spots a gap. Hendricks is there to help. It's not quick ball, but eventually Hart digs it out to Dixon, who's made a real impression. Came in off the bench in their loss against England. Got given the number 7 shirt here. And now it's another more. New Zealand know the laws, and they know that if they hold it up, that they'll get the feed to the scrum.
South Africa getting caught out in this area. As soon as they get a more, need to get some numbers in and around the ball to try and at least win it back, because it's just a lost cause otherwise.
Okay, number 1. Time off.
Can you just watch when the pressure's on?
Yeah, okay.
He just dips, so he goes down like that.
Everyone's got something to say to the referee when they can, can't they? Some rib repairs for Plummer.
Thanks.
Left hand shoulder just strapped onto his body. Okay, he gets quite isolated, doesn't he? Well, it's McWannell again, I think, isn't it?
McFannel, yeah.
It's 2 balls in a row that he's destroyed himself.
They were the pairing of the locks, both of them at school just 2 years ago. Now here they are at the under-20 level. And have a look at that, tackles made. New Zealand have only missed 2. That's not a good stat for South Africa.
12 missed tackles. I've seen some games with some fairly high missed tackles, but from a side that pride themselves on their defence,
Let's go. Yeah.
they'll be pretty disappointed with that.
What's a blind then?
Yeah, coming in.
Watch it. Watch the edge is coming.
Trench.
On me, Edge, on me.
Bind! Set!
Rowe clears it. Plummer immediately gets it out to Punavai, 2-on-1. Punavai just straightens the line.
Release, 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 release. Do a tackle.
Slow ball, but they've got numbers and they get it out to Clark. He hasn't had too much ball in the 2018 Under-20 World Championships, but he's made good yards every time he gets it. McFannel thought about dropping the ball off to his teammate Norris, but he's missed him.
Okay, play on.
Pick and go. This time it's Louis Lakepa. Rowe to Trask. Plummer with a nice pass. And again, the double miss finds Sullivan. He finds a lot of open territory. Lombard.
It's a lazy chase this near side, though. There's a lot of forwards down here for New Zealand.
Nice kick from Lombard down to Clark. Plucks it out of the air like a basketballer. And gives it to Trask and says, kick us some territory. Jazula, in fact, that's Dubella, who stayed back. And he makes a nice purchase. That's a nice kick from the South African fly half.
Good patience. Taking it quickly, though.
New Zealand wanting to up the tempo.
So
So Tutu throws it to Proctor. The crowd will tell you that it drifted forward, but the referee says play on. Rowe was there. So Tutu again. This time ball in hand. Nice tackle from Hart. The small halfback on the big loose forward. Louis Lakepa to McFannel. Clark plays halfback. Trask, the miss pass out to where Jackson stays in the midfield. The hooker brings in 3 defenders. Trask again, happy to play the ball out to Proctor and then to Sullivan. Nice strength shown from Balin Sullivan. There's Jackson. Ball out the back and backs and forwards combining. Trask finding Flanders on this occasion. 6 phases from the New Zealanders. Width again, Clark can't control it. Rowe does well to tidy up. And so Tutu thought that he had won the battle at the contest, and now South Africa look interested, but it comes back on the New Zealand side. Trask, he's got Christie on the outside. Tried to throw the miracle ball, it's been lost forward. Plenty of enterprise from these young men.
Some good attacking play. We know both of these teams play with intent. You can see what Truss was looking to try and do, get his hand in and around the back of Tyrone Green.
Continue like that.
Lots of endeavour.
Okay, thank
Not
you.
a huge amount of penetration at the moment for
Yeah, okay, continue like that. It's okay.
New Zealanders. As the clock runs red.
Which number? 6. Time off. Yeah, it's okay.
Devon Flanders just getting a little bit of attention, but he's okay now. He's back on his feet and running towards the
Time on.
scrum. Final passage of play in the first 40 minutes now into referee's time. And it's been a good first 40.
Great first 40. Pretty level everywhere, I think. One area that South Africa will be really disappointed. New Zealand have won 6 turnovers.
Stretch!
That really has been the difference.
Ba!
It's cost
Sorry.
South Africa dearly.
I wait number 4 and 5. Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Both these sides, huge attacking threats, as I say. Both have scored 20 tries prior to this game.
Let's go, Rocky.
Stretch!
Score from anywhere.
Bye!
South Africans, they won't be worried about the scoreline. They just want to keep hold of the ball a bit longer.
Play on.
Ace will clear it. He used Green again from the right wing. He gives it to Dubella. Well read by Proctor coming from outside in. Plummer tries to get the steal. He can't get his hands on the ball, and now Hart will just kick it out. And that'll lead us to the interval. Yes, it is. Referee says that is time. 3 tries to 2 in the first 40 minutes of this, the bronze medal match. And as we head to oranges, New Zealand leading South Africa by 25-14.
La seconde période dans maintenant un tout petit peu moins de 10 minutes. Voilà, mesdames et messieurs. À nos champions qui sont avec nous. Voilà nos champions capés occitans et c'est ceux qui ont écrit les plus belles images, pages de notre sport, le joyeux du rugby hoc, avec à leur tête entre autres illustres joueurs Jo Mazo, Claude Spangao, Richard Astre, Jean-François Bernon, Roger Morat et bien d'autres, Roger Bourgal et bien d'autres, mesdames et messieurs, je peux les applaudir très très fort et vous entendre, ils sont là. Les parrains prestigieux pour nos jeunes tricolores qui sont venus encourager, soutenir, en leur rappelant que c'est eux désormais à écrire l'histoire du rugby occitan. Merci à vous tous d'être parmi nous pour clore cette magnifique page de ce championnat du monde en France et sur les terres occitanes. Une nouvelle fois, tenez un applaudissement pour les anciens champions de notre région. Et nous sommes repartis pour quelques cadeaux avec Interactive Squad et nos pop-up girls. Ils sont là. Voilà, vous allez les voir à l'écran dans quelques instants. La musique est repartie. On va de nouveau agiter très fort les drapeaux et crier et vous demander qui veut des cadeaux. Allez, qui veut des cadeaux? Faites un maximum de bruit, agitez les drapeaux, des t-shirts, des cadeaux, à l'occasion de cette grande journée et cette grande finale avec Interactive Squad.
Well, welcome back to Béziers, Stade de la Méditerranée, here where the World Rugby Under-20 Championship bronze medal match between New Zealand and South Africa. New Zealand are already out on the field now, just awaiting the South Africans, and former England international Tom May alongside me. Tom, what's the message from the South African camp?
Well, the South Africans, they've just got to keep hold of the ball. They've been turned over too many times in that first 40 minutes. 6 times New Zealand have come up with the ball when the South Africans were in possession. On the flip side, I think New Zealand, they'll just be trying to refine their attack, tinker with things, not changing a huge amount. They're getting a huge amount of possession and territory, and they're capitalising on it.
Klabakani on, the man from the Lions Club, and also his teammate Lions, Leon Lyons from Western Province. So some changes to the front row for the South Africans. As Lubabalo Dubala gets us underway, straight down to man of the moment, Harry Plummer, into Xavier Rowe, and he makes contact down the middle of the park. Lombard is such a dangerous attacker as the fullback steps beautifully. Boy, he is some player. Hart gets it, clears it out. First touch for Leon Lyons, who made a real good impact coming in off the bench. That goes over the head of Klabakani. Hart to Dubala. Similani hasn't seen too much ball, the top try scorer in the competition with 5. New Zealanders have wrapped him up every time and he's looked dangerous, and now Dubala to Ace, ball out the back. Backs and forwards combining his Lombard, straightening the line. Tutu with another tackle. Hart clears it to Ace. Hendrik Ace gives it to Norkia.
Release. No,
Fannel with another tackle. And South Africa with more possession. Hendricks gets it back to Gutelezi. He didn't lose the ball, but Tutu wraps him up.
No, it's okay.
Nice structure, this from the South Africans. Everyone doing their job and taking the ball into the contact, and Lions again. Dubala runs wide. Similani throws a nice pass up to Dixon. They've got advantage here, South Africa. Green goes past Trask. Can't get past Christie. And here comes the penalty to South Africa.
Number 5,
breathless minute and a half, wasn't it? Some good attacking play from South Africa. Lombard, so sharp on his feet, always gets through.
115.
On the gain line. Similani,
Number 5.
Well spotted by Proctor, but did well to get the ball away.
We mentioned Gianni Lombard. He was an under-17 youth world champion at the 400-metre hurdle, so you can understand why he's got such a huge engine, and also the ability to beat players. That lovely step that he has. Where's the big frame of Esanati and Klabakani?
No, please. Yeah, your mark.
Lombard. He's got an ability to not lose pace when he changes direction, which not many players have.
Norkia wins the ball again. Now they regrouped in New Zealand to try and stop them, and the South Africans somehow find the ground, and Klabakani wants the ball. Instead, Hughes takes it into the contact of Louis Lakepa. Head down, charging forward again. South Africans, New Zealand need to be careful here with their discipline. They can't give away too many penalties. Given away a number of yellow cards in the tournament, have New Zealand as well. First equal with Italy. Louis Lakepa getting through a lot of work in close, and now McFannel tries to come through. Can't do so. Used again with another carry, in Klabakani into Christie. They clear him out of the way.
Number 2
Norkia.
offside.
Dixon's next. Into Redlinger Karpa.
Not quite know why they're playing this. They've got the advantage.
But now they get it wide. Similani out to Green. Green's over!
Oh, what a finish.
Scored the first to Tyrone Green. On that occasion, he had to use his pace, and on this, he had to use his bulk.
Fantastic finish from Tyrone Green. I actually think he was in the air when he got that ball down. He'd been hit that hard. They had the advantage, and South Africa were just trying to generate some momentum into their game.
There is a one tap for offside, and after try, no problem.
And it was Hart who just shifted the ball. Similani, always interested defenders, and that is a great finish. Because Caleb Clark was all over Tyrone Green. You mentioned it before, Willie. He's had a great tournament, hasn't he?
Offside, there is advantage.
Tyrone Green works really hard for his team in defence. And comes up when his team needs him in attack.
Forwards did all the hard work, and then it was the quick release, and Similani getting involved. Running in between two defenders, the offload to his right winger, and Green did the rest. Lombard looking to try and convert. Oh, that's wonderful. That is all class from this young Blitzbokker side, and might even get a smile out of the South African coach at some stage before the end of the tournament.
Certainly wasn't giving much away there, was he? Great strike. Vincent Similani just turned that outside defender in, didn't he? As soon as their shoulders change direction, that's the time to give the pass. Did brilliantly.
Trask with the restart. It's been all South Africa in the second half. The overcall from Jazula just to get the kick off and to kick it out. Nothing wrong with the defensive effort of New Zealand. It's just the world-class athletes that South Africa have.
Yeah, we've mentioned Lombard time and again. But Green, Similani.
Okay.
In fact, only about 30 seconds before you said Similani hadn't managed to get his hands on the ball. He heard you.
McFannel wins it. Rowe gives it to Sullivan, who says, sit down, son. So Tutu. It's been a good contest between him and Buthelezi. Rowe clears it to Redlinger Carper. He'll just pass the ball on to Jackson and then get in and support him. Missed the ruck, but now they need to release. Dixon lets it go. Dixon from South Africa, that pass, props trying to work in tandem together. Somehow the South Africans have lost the ball forward.
Touch the ball.
Sorry? Check. It's a knock from them.
Yeah, the player touch the ball. Yeah.
Well, Murit's got every right to feel a little bit aggrieved there. He thinks that it was the two props that actually knocked the ball forward, and there's Sullivan showing why. He's one of the great threats at first receiver in getting the ball.
It's a winger knocking over a number 8. Shows how much power he's got. Sullivan.
Number 8.
Rightly. Another ace. Just being given an opportunity to go under the HIA protocols. Check him up.
It's smart play from the officials and also the medical people around. Zero tolerance in our game. And that's the right decision. He'll get the HIA on. The field comes Dion Scooney out of the Lions Club. He's a business manager or studying business management. And then have to try and manage things from the number 8 because he's filling in big boots. Replacing Hendrik Ace from the Powell Gymnasium School where Jean de Villiers attended. Of course, the Centurion, former Springbok captain. And they steal it. Hart gets the jump on Rowe. The two little number 9s, the two little chihuahuas go at it. Now the clean out is good, and Green gets the ball. Klabakani. Hart to Dubella. Norkia. He's a big ball player and played softball at high school to a high level. Then took up the game of rugby as Dubella gets it again. Similani, some nice stepping from Similani. Runs into Proctor. Hart gets there again. They try and organise things. This is Eust, who's been very good. 3 defenders required. They try and hold him up, and eventually he fights and gets to the ground. Lombard to Similani. Nice pick up there from Buthelezi. Made it look easy, and it wasn't. Big hit coming in from outside in from Jackson. South Africa still in control. This is good tempo and good play from the junior Springboks. Again, it's Hart back, and they'll kick now with Dubella. Sullivan chases back, and that ball is going to go dead, and they'll go all the way back to where it was kicked from, inside their own half.
That's a real shame for South Africa because they put together some good phases there. 9 phases before Dubela kicked. It's exactly the right area he wanted to be kicking it into. Just got his angles all wrong. Just starting to get through the tackles now, South Africa, which is good for their attack. Do love that though. 2 little 9s. Cameron Tongs.
Well, Tyrone Green has carried the ball on 6 occasions for 65 metres. He leads with metres made. And if you look at the New Zealand team, O'Sullivan is 42. Here's another great stat for you. Redlinger Kappa, 3 carries for 41.
38 of them were in that carry for the try, was it?
So New Zealand get the midfield scrum, options both left and right. Trask and Punivai up to the right, and that's the way they go, row to the line. Then the offload to Trask, to Punivai. Big and strong is Natu Ngani. Punivai does the right thing by setting the ball, but he was isolated.
No, release the ball.
And he held on to the ball too long.
Held on to the ball, and it was Dejan Skunis, the man that's come on for ace, making a big impact from the bench. It was needed as well, wasn't it? Because it was a good attacking set-piece play from New Zealand. And now South Africa have the opportunity to go on the attack. Look at this. Good competition at the breakdown.
Let's go. Can we go?
You're right, that's how you make an impact when you come on, don't you? You sprint to get there first and win the contest. Again, it's Norkia. He's got through a power of work in the lineouts. There's Ruan Norkia. Hart wants it and gets it. Sullivan waits. Zulu challenges, both of them go up and in the air, and Sullivan wins the contest there, kicks downfield. Lombard will get it. He sees that Sullivan's out of position, having put the kick through, and that is going to go dead as well. So the kick's just going a little bit too long here.
Competition in the air.
Yeah, no problem. The 2 players for the ball. Yeah. Sur toi, Vincent.
Well, to get up. Just being checked over.
Time off.
South African kicking game, just letting him down slightly though, isn't it?
The right intention though, isn't it? I mean, they're looking to just turn New Zealand around, but this is the contest in the air there. Sullivan and Jezulu. And so Sele Jezulu out of the Greys High School just now, just getting some tension from the medical staff. Flanders is also leaving the field for New Zealand, and Will Tremaine in jersey 20. Of course, the grandson of one of the great All Blacks, and Cal Tremaine. Making a name for himself.
Number 2.
He's a fine young rugby player.
Oh, please. It's no problem, it's my problem. C'est bon, it's okay. All okay, number 11 also.
Thomas comes on to replace Jackson, who's had a good 51 minutes. Ricky Jackson.
He has. Also,
you play RF, okay?
Zula just gone off, I would imagine, to be checked up as well. Manuel Ras has actually done very well in the centres, hasn't he, during this tournament to come on. So he can make an impact.
I'd be surprised if we see Ras back in the midfield and Similani pushed out to the wing. Ball is there and it's not hooked. You've got to hook the ball. That's the rule. You can't just try and power over it. And Ras now gets his first touch of the ball in this game. Lions. So good to bring off the bench. There's Dubela, takes it through to Hendricks. Tackle by Flynn Thomas, the hooker, so he's out in the midfield, and now Hart puts it in the air. No challenge there for Punivai. Gets the pass up to Proctor. Alongside him is Thomas. They've lost the ball though, and here goes Green. Goes across the field, gives it off to Schooners, and now they're queuing up with some numbers here. Similani tried to break the first tackle. That was tossed forward by Sullivan. Deliberate knockdown, otherwise he was gone. And I like it when South Africa chance their arm and counter-attack.
They had the opportunity just before the kick to attack down this near touchline with numbers. I just think at times they can straighten up slightly, try and preserve some more of that space on the outside. They're just tracking across the field. Far less threatening when that's the case.
And there's the Sinbin for the deliberate knockdown from the New Zealand right winger. So New Zealand down to 14 players. Here's where he loses it, just locks it down. Right there.
Mark on me, mark on me.
He didn't have a chance of catching that, did he? But when competition's top try scorer is knocking about, you don't take any chances.
And here, Mudit saying something happened in the ruck, and now McFadden's come through the middle, says the referee. Norcair gets on to help, and they ride the ball to the ground, and it's a turnover.
Number 4, by the middle, no problem.
McFadden has been a nuisance inside the South African maul.
Number 2. How we saw it finish number 2.
He's done brilliantly. 3 of those himself. Fantastic effort from the big second row.
Number 2.
South Africa again costing themselves. Just being
okay.
far too overly aggressive.
Yeah, number 10.
What was a scrum is now turned into a penalty.
Daniel Joost is a better player than that. He needs to control his temper, needs to show some discipline here. Remember, New Zealand with only 14 players, and what you don't want to do is allow them to take time off the clock by walking to the line-out and wasting 30 seconds.
And also, the likelihood is they would have knocked that ball off, and South Africa would have had an attacking line-out.
Yeah, okay,
as it is.
wait.
New Zealand, they get the ball back from the penalty and have an attacking line-out.
Just wait, number 3.
South Africa's half.
No, it's okay, Captain. Time on.
The 6th meeting between these two countries. South Africa 4, New Zealand 1. They go way to the back of the lineup. Ridlinger Karpa wins it, and off the top ball to Plummer.
No hands, dude, no hands.
We run into a brick wall. The counter-ruck comes in from South Africa, but they haven't supported their own body weights.
Just over eager there, the South Africans.
Off feet.
Good carry though from Plummer, who gets straight to his feet, picks up the grass, sees what the wind's like. Gives the ball over to Trask to hit to the corner.
Time off. Number 3. Number 3.
Look at those
Captain, number
stats.
3.
10% possession.
Just wait, please. Time is off.
Yet they find themselves inside their own 22. New Zealand,
Time on.
fantastic opportunity to get deep into the final third that South Africa have.
Thomas can't find McFadden. Hart gets it and gets Thomas at the same time. Now South Africa scramble inside their own red zone to clear it. Norcair picks and goes. Got a big engine. Ruan Norcair's done his job.
Stay back, please.
In the line out, and they're taking the ball, sets it for Hart to kick. Trask takes it. Russ is there. Punivai's there as well. The tackle from Schoonies. And now the new men want the ball, but it goes to Trask, and he throws it out to Plummer, to Satutu. The offload back to Plummer. Green doesn't fall for the dummy. Ball is there. McFadden in another collision. The inside pass from Rowe to Satutu. He's big and strong, is Satutu. Into the 22. Sets the ball, Rowe to the left. throws the dummy. Now, Buthelezi thought that he had all rights to the ball, and he might have stolen it here, and he has. Oh, terrific work from the blindside flanker. The kick from Hart's been charged down. And it'll be a South African feed to the line out.
Well, you think once you turn the ball over like that, you've got the opportunity to get it upfield, then just put boot to ball. But that's what we've come to expect from Xavier Roja in this tournament. Been a real threat from 9. In and around those breakdowns.
Play on.
Just not settled, are they?
I think Hart might be better to put the boots away and actually just start feeding the ball. They've certainly got possession. We saw that statistic earlier about how dominant they have been with ball in hand, and now they're going to get a penalty against them.
Number 20 on his feet. Now release the ball.
Well, Tremaine wins the penalty for his team.
I think we saw New Zealand, they've had a yellow card before, they survived it really well. They actually looked like they were playing better, more focused rugby, 14 players. In South Africa, well, they've struggled, haven't they, since Bale and Sullivan's gone off.
New Zealand led 25-14 at the break. South Africa with the try to Green. And now New Zealand, McFannel, they battle in the air. Gone backwards, says the referee, and it's claimed. The counter-ruck is good from South Africa. They've walked straight through and they should get possession, and they will. Hart goes in to clear it. Dubella, the pass. They're going to run it from their own goal line. South Africa to Russ. He gets it out to Lombard. That pass has been knocked down as well from Tremaine, and that's just the knock forward. Hearts were in mouths for the New Zealand supporters, thinking they might get down to 13.
Well, attacking from your own 22 is a good ploy, because you'll always have defenders back to retrieve the kick, but from behind your own goal line, wow. That takes some doing, some confidence.
Your mark, please.
Look at this. Tell you what, if he manages to catch that, that would have caused them some problems.
Norkia wins it with ease, brings it down. Skunes is there, and so is the captain, Murit. They've made a good 15 metres here, South Africa. They charge in McFannel. Eventually it goes to ground. They'll get the penalty here, South Africa. Dubella goes the miss pass to Hendricks. He straightens up. Tremaine's all over the ball, but South Africa will get another penalty. And this will give them a better opportunity of getting inside the New Zealand half.
Please, captain.
Just getting up the field.
Number 4.
Not managing their game particularly well at the moment, South Africa. Obviously, when David Kurtzer went off, they lost a bit of that shape to how they were going to play the game.
Oh, that's better. He overcooked one earlier, Dubella, but on that occasion, he has driven play 6 out from the Baby Blacks line.
Great kick from Dubella. Struggled with the boot this afternoon, but that was straight out of the top draw. And now, this is exactly what South Africa want. Driving line out, 6 metres from the New Zealand line. Massive opportunity.
And the good news is that the left winger, there he is, Sile Jesula, passed the HIA test. Former South African secondary school player out of Grays High, and he will be hungry to get his hands on the ball. They win it through Norkia again. They get it to the back, and now Just. They start to pump the leg, South Africa. They sense that there's a real opportunity. Just breaks free. Just a metre short. Power game here from South Africa. Dixon puts it down. Oh, I thought it was Dixon, but it might be Norkia, the big 2-metre lock. He stands up with the ball, and nobody deserves it more than that man, the line-out superior. Ruan Norkia gives South Africa the lead.
Well, what about these South Africans? They just do not give up, do they? They manage to find a way to claw their way back into the game time and time again. So strong in this area. And Balin Sullivan is left rubbing his face. 1 minute to go on the clock. You can see what that means. He knows how important that's been. And South Africa about to convert this, attempt to convert this try.
The ill discipline from McFannel allowed Jubella to kick them into a positive position from the line out, and now Gianni Lombard to give them a 3-point lead. Can't bring it around, but that's the second lead that they've had in the match. They led after 85 seconds, and now they take the lead in the 62nd rather.
And maybe a lot of people will probably be questioning how they managed to do this. Well, 72% possession in this second half, applying real pressure to these New Zealanders.
Balin Sullivan will have to wait out until the next restart. Trask kicks out to the left. Try scorer brings it down. Hart to Jubella. They've got some confidence now. Hendricks out to Similani. To the line he goes, breaks through. Nice pass, Lombard! He is quick! He's got players on the inside! Similani! Oh yes! What a try! South Africa go 99 metres, and it's been worth the wait.
What a try, and it's that man Similani. The tournament's top try scorer goes under the poles again. And what a sensational piece of attack that was from the baby box. Straight from the kickoff. They've seen what problems they've caused themselves when kicking. When you mentioned it before, Willie, don't worry about that. We'll just shift it to the other touchline. The afterburners from Similani. Ball outside and doing exactly what any centre should do, just tracking up the infield, supporting Lombard. Look at his teammates all over him.
Any one of 6 of them could have scored. He was involved, Lombard. Adds the extras, and all of a sudden, the South Africans have woken up.
Coaches still aren't smiling.
And Similani to Lombard. I'd love to see this young man in a 7s jersey for South Africa at some stage. Gianni Lombard, I think, would set the world on fire, and that man there scores his 6th try as Lachlan McFannel moves to the sideline. Well, in the blink of an eye, New Zealand, who have not scored a point in the second half, have gone from leading by 11 to trailing by 8.
Incredible turnaround in this match.
12 points has cost them, the 10 minutes in the bin. And now, South Africa are full of running. Green takes in the first. Here's Skoonies, who came on to replace Hendrik Ace. Some width being given here. Similani, you can see why he's the top try scorer. Always is going to beat 1 or 2 defenders. And he's beaten a few of the popos out there, and one of them has got cramp. Hart. Jazulu comes in. Trask is there, takes it well, does Trask. Shields his body to protect possession. Rowe to Clark. That pass is over the head and to the arms of nobody. Hoskins. Satutu gets it and gets Green, and then he throws a pass to nobody but South Africa. Skoonies was there, play on, says the referee. And some of the players just having a little bit of a meltdown here, making bad decisions. Christie gets it.
No.
They just need to calm down here in New Zealand. They've gone backwards at a huge rate of knots, and now they just calm things down by taking it to the sideline.
Oh, just an implosion from some of these players, as you say. Clark. Well, it was a horrible pie of a ball, wasn't it, that he threw out?
10, number 1.
Real wobbler. And Green.
Time off.
That ball inside as well from Sotutu. That is a massive gamble because Schoonies was all over that. Gone to any of the backs.
Yeah, number one.
That'd have been run round over the try line for another 7. Just on the ropes here at the moment, New Zealand.
C'est bon, Stéphane?
Perhaps this break in play might serve them well.
48.
So another replacement as Sione Asi comes on in jersey 17. Here he is to join the front row. A change for South Africa as well. And Ruan Vermaak.
You want substitution? Give me 1 minute. Yeah, no problem.
Another player out of the Lions club, and he's been good since he's come on, Schoonies, but he looks like he may have got plenty of tape around that right knee, and so it looks like he may have just re-injured.
No, please. Yeah, substitution, 20. Envoie Stéphane. Stéphane, envoie.
They'll be hoping to keep him on, I think.
Stéphane, tu
the South Africans, because he's made a big impact, hasn't he? As you mentioned, Ace so key to that South African attack.
Diamond.
New Zealand finally reached the 100 tackle mark, and that will be taking its toll. That will be making them very, very tired. And when you've got the pace of the South Africans.
Clark coming across. It was a must-make tackle because if Schoonies had got away there, it was going to be another try, and there the captain, Murat, couldn't get his hands on the ball, but they've got the line-out feed. Norkia. This time they go to the back, and it's Dixon. Redlinger Carper tries to come through the middle, and South Africa just try and put the squeeze on. Stay together, they split, and truck and trailer. So a couple of players in front of the ball.
Not the same ball.
Carrier means that New Zealand get a chance to firstly get out of their 22, and secondly get a line out to the next feed.
New Zealand just to get upfield, try and turn the tables on South Africa, but because it's all been green this second half.
Number 15.
Possession still over 70%.
C'est bon? Simon.
No new front row for New Zealand means that Thomas throws the ball into Redlinger Carper. They bring Clark in off the left wing, and he runs into some stern defence from the South Africans. So Tutu plays distributor here. Good charge from Tremaine. Here goes Asi with his first touch. Almost loses his shirt in the process. Now fronting from the New Zealand forwards. They get a little wider on the occasion to Thomas, and he crawls a couple of metres. So Tutu out the back to Trask, the double pump, and then the ball has been lost forward. Similani couldn't get his hands on the ball, but that's strong defence again from the South African side.
Strong defence again, and they've earned themselves a fantastic attacking opportunity.
Knock on black.
Can't come up with as much line speed. They're attacking, they're trying to defend any midfield ball.
They've just been rattled, haven't they? New Zealand. A couple of quick tries to Norkia and then Similani, where they went from coast to coast from their own 22 to score down the other end, and New Zealand just like possums in the headlights at the moment.
Simon, just want to move a little.
Certainly one of the tries of the tournament, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, green, please.
Vermaak comes on in jersey 19. He's out of the Lions region in Johannesburg.
Let's go, brothers. Down through. Fight your Panda. Here we go. Let's go, boys. I'm on new Panda. Cheese, let's go. Cheese, we need this one. Coming in. Let's go. Stop, How long's that?
Similar setup to you saw in the first half. De Baylor in behind the scrum, Green on his own.
They hook for the ball. Butalesi moves to number 8 and gives it back to Hart. Now they're finding their range, the South African Sport, with his first touch back at fullback. Returns it back to Hart. He's got Lombard on the inside. Tackle by Tremaine. This player was taken out without the ball.
Too far, number 19.
Just too far past the breakdown.
Too far of the ruck.
Got to be careful occasionally, Lombard. Just runs off on his own. It tends to get a bit isolated. I imagine it's pretty difficult to try and read what he's going to do. He actually knows himself.
This is good play from the New Zealand captain out of Shirley Boys and New Zealand secondary schools player in Tom Christie. I like the way that he's gone about his work here. He knows that they need to score twice. As we look here, there's the player taking off the ball. So why not take the points that are available and then just spend the next 9 minutes trying to get back inside the South African half.
It's a free shot as well, isn't it? It's a big kick. 51 metres. The wind's dropped a bit actually as well, Willie.
South Africa, 6 times bronze medalists. They love the colour bronze. They've won it 6 times here at the championships. And they've beaten New Zealand 4 of the 5 contests. This to bring New Zealand within 6. In fact, 5. He's going to have to give it a good old hoof. It's not going to have the distance. Direction was right, but under the poles it falls, and Tyrone Green will buy as much time as he can before he forces it down.
Back you, please.
Good kick chase here, South Africa. Get after the ball.
Always high-scoring events when these two countries play each other, as you can imagine. 32-25 the last time in 2014. It's a Tutu. Goes across, stays strong though, and then gets 4 or 5 extra metres with a player holding on to his boots and Leon Lyons. It's Thomas. Quick hands. Arcee didn't get it, but Trask did. Thought about offloading on that occasion. Trask could see that the arm was out. The intention was to get it out. Sport throws the ball to nobody. Sullivan's lost it forward.
Pass forward and knock on.
And some of their passing, I'm sure, will be analysed, and they'll be disappointed because they set such high standards to New Zealand.
We're used to seeing such good core skills, aren't we, from
Time off.
players from New Zealand, no matter what level it is, especially at this level though. Just those core skills, passing, catching, just let them down a bit this afternoon.
Okay.
Certainly at times it's cost them in the handling errors. 7 from New Zealand. A lot more direct though, South Africa, in the way they play the game, apart from when they run 90 metres.
Asanati Klabekani.
Okay.
Some of the battle wounds from this New Zealand side.
Knock on black.
Akola,
Scrum. Green.
Lola.
Sit below me, Peter.
Well, New Zealand need points and they need possession.
Oh, wait.
Can South Africa just close this game out with 7 to play?
Fight, I go to the line. Let's go.
Team will be getting the messages on to just try and take the pace out of the game. Real responsibility falls at the feet of Hart and Debele in this though.
Crash. Bind. Set.
Hart starts barking out the orders, but they're not going anywhere. Now they've got to play it. Butalesi gives it to Hart, to Hendricks. They loop around, he's throwing the dummy, Hendricks, and then gives it off to Butalesi. He's into the backfield. What a run from the blow side flanker. Hart goes one short. Almost reached out. South Africa 1 metre short of the line. And Norkia, who's moved from lock to blindside flanker, is going to pick and go. Here's the captain, Murat. He's got a player in support of him, and now they look to try and get him over the line. Great defence from Asi for New Zealand. And Klabakani's next. And Klabakani is too big and strong. He's over. Referee walks around and says, we'll check. But I think that Klabakani's got over.
That's a great try for South Africa. I'm not a betting man.
TMO.
Yes, Ludo.
Graham, for me, the green player is in the goal line, but I don't see clearly the grounding. So try yes or not.
Okay.
Try yes or no. I was going to say, I'm not a betting man, but if I did, I'd bet my house on that.
Look at the
for me,
power
player
here.
Is in,
And then the determination, just keeping his body weight, driving forward. There's the try line there. And then Klabakani is well and truly over that line. There he is.
It came from the Buthelezi break, didn't it? Great piece of play, actually, that shows you exactly how South Africa can play.
Yeah?
All good. You may want to try.
I may award the try?
You may indeed.
Okay, thank you, Graham.
Try awarded, and South Africa continue their dominance over New Zealand at the Under-20 World Rugby Championships.
Well, that piece of play just shows you exactly what South Africa are capable of. And then just slowing the ball down, going back to their direct play. Klabakani using his power, his weight to get over the try line.
South Africa won bronze in 2008, 9, 10, 13, 15, 17. Unless a man with a red cape and an S on his shirt turns up for the Baby Blacks, they might win their 7th here in 2018. Oh, off the post and in. Everything is falling the way of the Rainbow Nation. Here's that run that you spoke about, Tom.
Just brilliant pace, wasn't it? Good awareness, got his hands through the contact, handed the ball onto Hart.
Time on.
But then this is the other side. This is the balance to their play. Fantastic from South Africa.
Contest in the year is
advantage, knock on green.
one, and now it's been lost forward by South Africans, and New Zealand will look to try and strike back as quickly as they can. There, the kick along the ground. Gregory's on in jersey 22, but Lombard has beaten a couple of defenders. Sporwood makes the final effort to bring him to ground.
Wait, please.
Now the South Africans will just kick for territory here. Back to Dubella. He's got all 14 players in front of him. Kicks it down to where Trask takes it into Clark. Clark along the back line. Here goes Proctor. Gets it out to Christie as captain. As always, ever present open side flanker. Tom Christie gets some valuable meters. Thomas to Trask to Asi. Another tackle made by Lyons.
No.
You can't play at it though. Clark. Kept him quiet here. Dixon goes in on the ball. And Dixon will win the penalty. He's been outstanding right throughout the whole 77 minutes as that man on screen, Ben Jason Dixon, or the man they call BJ.
Certainly put themselves about a bit, haven't they, in that area. The breakdown
Release the ball.
hasn't actually all gone their way. New Zealand have matched them toe for toe, inch for inch
Captain.
in that area. But you're right, he has been sensational. He'll feel it tomorrow morning, but he won't mind that when he looks up and he sees bronze medal on the bedside table.
They have battled
Time off.
back into this game in the second half. They trailed by 11 at
And
the turn
13.
of half-time. 25-14 it was at the break, and then it's been all South Africa. They have scored 26 unanswered points New Zealand have not registered a point in 37 minutes of rugby.
They've hardly touched the ball, have they?
Wait, Vincent bloque-le, j'ai pas relancé.
Real masterclass from South Africa.
Time on.
Really, the whole second half has been them working their way back into this game. Done brilliantly.
Their line out has functioned to perfection. Buthelezi is held up by Redlinger Kapa. Try and get the maul turnover here in New Zealand, and they will. And they'll be desperate to try and score some points. Not often you can hold a New Zealand side to nil in 40 minutes of footy.
This be disappointed, won't they, with a number of handling errors that they've made. You mentioned that.
Yeah, on me.
They've had the opportunities. That's what's probably going to be most disappointing from a New Zealand point of view.
Let's go, please.
South Africa have missed more tackles than New Zealand, made less tackles. But their metre gain and also their gain line success has been the difference in the score sheet here, isn't it?
Definitely. Combine that with the amount of penalties they conceded. Well, they're in double figures. Penalties conceded 10.
Tutu feeds Rowe. They thought about giving it to Clark, and now the big miss pass out to Gregory. His first touch of the ball. Shows good strength. Christie into the contact. Who else but Buthelezi with another tackle. With the 95 odd tackles that have been made, I'd suggest to you that Dixon and Buthelezi have made a huge number of those for the South Africans as Tutu gets in close. Rowe feeds it out to Sport. Another option for Tremaine, but to put his head down and charge forward. Support arrives. And they've exhausted the plays down the right-hand side, and they tried to work something on the left, and nobody knew what Rowe was doing. And they've coughed the ball up. Rass to Lombard. Dubella.
Backward, play on.
New Zealand walk over the ball, but they don't take it with them, and Rasi gets it back to
16.
Dubella. Nice step there from Nklabakani. You're kidding me. Front row with a left step. Here goes Rowe. Rowe's got some players on the outside here. Sport cutting back in field. Runs behind one player, and Gregory, the referee says play on. New Zealand looking to finish stronger. The kick pass across the field. Clark gets it. Caleb Clark has got too much class. Too little, too late perhaps. But New Zealand will finish by scoring another try and to close the deficit to 10. Kick to come.
Yeah, hugely disappointing for New Zealand, but this is brilliant. Firstly, little Xavier Rowe nicking the ball.
And that conversion is not successful. And bronze belongs to the Rainbow Nation of South Africa, who in a magnificent performance have defeated New Zealand by 40 points to 30. And Caleb Clark had the last say of the day.
Yeah, as I say, brilliant from Rowe, but that crossfield kick from Trask was brilliant. And the finish, well, he showed moments of brilliance, just hasn't had enough ball, has he? Caleb Clark dotting down.
The only points for New Zealand in the second half, the try to Clark. 5 tries to 4, and South Africa win bronze. Seventh bronze medal after winning the championship in 2012 and silver in 2014. New Zealand will be disappointed with the way that their campaign was derailed, firstly against France and now again against South Africa.
Yeah, definitely. It was all about the mental state of these players, wasn't it? Actually, as South Africa got their way back into the game, New Zealand, they looked mentally fragile.
And let's head back downstairs to South African captain Simon Murut. He's with Carlton Anna.
Well, Simon, what is it about South Africa and New Zealand clashes that never fails to disappoint?
Yeah, it's always a massive honour and privilege to play New Zealand, you know. That's why you're here, you want to play the best, and I think it was nothing less today. So all credit to New Zealand for coming out and, you know, performing really, really well. But I'm very proud of my boys by the way they performed, and, you know, it's not always easy to play a third place playoff, but so well done.
What is said at half-time because you come out a different team?
Yeah, you know, the past couple of games we battled to start off really well. I think, we started off okay, and then, New Zealand got back into the game. We just, the message was just to maintain the ball and, not make silly errors.
Just tell me, what was it like facing Haka?
It was, like I said, it's a privilege and honor. It's what you live for and what you dream for. So thank you very much for all the supporters coming out, especially, all the South Africans coming all the way from South Africa. So thank you very much to all the parents and families back home.
Well said, and congratulations, eh?
Thank you very much.
Saman Murat, the law degree student. And he is so well spoken and so well respected in South African circles. But let's get some New Zealand reaction. Here is Tom Christie with Katanana.
Well, Tom, a great start there first half, but you just really couldn't take hold of your opportunities that second.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of that. Firstly, I'm absolutely gutted with the result. I think my team played the 80 as we should, and we gave a massive effort, but once again, rugby's always a battle, and unfortunately for us, but credit to South Africa, they came out physical, they really brought the game to us, and that showed on the scoreboard, unfortunately, at the end of the day.
You're part of their championship team last year in Georgia, captain the side this year. How much has this team grown over the course of this tournament?
Oh, I think massively. We've got a lot of goals coming to this tournament, and winning was one, but when you can't hit that one, there was a lot of other positives to come with it. And I think off the field, as well as on the field, individuals have grown a massive level. And one of the other goals of this competition is to see rugby players kick on. So I think we've got a lot of boys with that opportunity now. So it's going to be an exciting time for New Zealand rugby to watch these players grow and further their careers. But yeah, it's going to be very exciting.
We lead from the front, as always, well said. And I know commiserations, but congratulations on the tournament.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
And so, too little, too late. Your bronze medal champions for 2018 at the World Rugby Under-20 Championships is South Africa, who beat New Zealand by 40 points to 30. Gone.
Vous proposez la Dance Cam. Voilà, notre caméra va circuler bien, un petit peu comme nous l'avons fait tout à l'heure. En début de rencontre, on va se déhancher, on va bouger pour se préparer pour cette grande finale. Les supporters de l'équipe de France. Allez, c'est parti pour la Dance Cam.